The Kaaimansgat Pass is the first official pass along the Seven Passes Road when travelling from west to east. The first pass is the P355 Pass, which is a prequel to the Kaaimansgat Pass and shares a common starting and end point. The Kaaimansgat Pass is only 2.8 kilometers long and displays an altitude variance of 95 meters, but it is the 32 bends, corners and curves, as well as the spectacular scenery that will delight the adventure traveller. The P355, Kaaimansgat and Silver River passes are all tarred. The Kaaimansgat Pass is steeped in history, and there are many accounts of travellers battling to get their ox wagons down the steep slopes of the gorges, sometimes having to make camp along the riverbanks for several days as they waited for floodwaters to subside. The pass starts at its western end at the summit of the P355 Pass at the entrance of the Agricultural College, previously known as Saasveld, and today bears the name of the Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University. As the road descends into the dense indigenous forests to cross the Kaaimansgat River, it will lose 147 meters of altitude over just 1 kilometer. The pass was built under the supervision of Adam de Smet, who was Thomas Paine's brother-in-law. Despite the topography of the gorge being extremely difficult, with very steep slopes, unstable rocks and heavily wooded ravines, de Smet acquitted himself with distinction and built an amazing road which has remained unaltered in its lines for 140 years. Towards the 1930s, the pass was given a basic layer of tarmac, and in recent times a few of the embankments have needed reinforcing after small landslides. Between Bain and de Smet, overseeing a band of convict labourers, they would build the Seven Passes Road of 75 kilometres between George and Knysna. It's a road that would serve the inhabitants of the two towns very well for 70 years before the new national road on the N2 was opened in 1952. This pass and all the passes on the Seven Passes Road are national monuments and enjoy additional protection, which includes the strictly forbidden act of applying graffiti to any object on this road, regardless whether it's man-made or not. There are in fact 8 passes along this road, and they are from west to east: the P355 Pass, Kaaimansgat, Silver River, Tow River, Wichekral, Karatara, Homtini and Phantom Passes. Did you see the snake crossing the road? Soon you'll arrive at the old bridge which marks the crossing of the Kaaimansgat River. On either side of the bridge there's a small clearing which are the only safe places to stop along the entire pass. The emblem of the British Crown with the letters ER are embedded on the northern side of this lovely old bridge, which dates back to 1904. The bridge, which is still in daily use, replaced de Smet's original stinkwood bridge, which lasted for 25 years. The onyx-coloured water of the river is standard for all the south-flowing rivers in this region and is caused by plant and tree roots. It's completely harmless and provides high-quality potable water to all the coastal towns. The Great Fire of 1869, which swept through vast tracts of the garden route from Humansdorp all the way through to Riversdale, assisted Bain and de Smet greatly in the easier removal of some of the giant trees. Construction on the Seven Passes Road was done in a fragmented manner, and in typical Bain fashion was done as economically as possible as and when time and money were available. Besides the multiple sharp corners and steep gradients on this pass, there are a number of other dangers to be aware of. These include cyclists, runners and walkers, as well as animals like reedbuck, baboons and snakes. Perhaps the biggest danger are local drivers who tend to drive much too fast, often cutting the corners. Due to the dense vegetation, cyclists will not hear a vehicle approaching until it's quite close. The quality of the tarmac is poor, resulting in an uneven surface, so it's best to keep your speed at 40 kilometers per hour or slower. The pass ends at an altitude of 172 meters above sea level, just after passing the entrance to the Idyll guest house. This is also where you'll start the Silver River Pass.